Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. So the first thing that we need to know is that parallel lines have the same slope. The other thing we need to know is about the slopes of perpendicular lines. They follow two rules. Number one, their slopes are opposite, so their signs are opposite. And number two, they are reciprocals of one another. So it's all about the slope when talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. So let's try the first problem here. It says write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that passes through -4, 2 and is parallel to the graph of y equals 3x minus 5. So again, parallel means same slope. So since the slope of this equation is 3, I know that the slope of my new equation is also going to be 3. So using my slope and the point here, I can write my equation in slope-intercept form. So we're using y equals mx plus b. Let's plug in what we know. I know that y is 2, m is 3, and x is -4. And we need to solve for b. So we get 2 equals 3 times -4, or yeah, -4 is -12. Add that 12 over to the other side, and b is 14. That means the equation of a line that is parallel to y equals 3x minus 5 and goes through the point -4, 2 is going to be y equals 3x plus 14. Let's try another. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through 8, 2 and is parallel to the equation that you see here. The difference with this one is it is currently written in standard form rather than in slope-intercept form. So we need to convert it in order to find out what the slope is. So we're going to start by subtracting 3x over to the other side. Now we have -4y equals -3x minus 8. Divide everything by -4. That gives us y equals 3/4 x plus 2. So I know that the slope of my new line is also going to be 3/4. So let's plug in what we know. I know that y is 2, m is 3/4, times my x, which is 8, and we are solving for b. 3/4 times 8 is 6. So now I have 2 equals 6 plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides, and b equals -4. That means the equation that is parallel to the one we started with and goes through the point 8, 2 is going to be y equals 3/4 x minus 4. Let's try some perpendicular ones. All right, so they've given us an equation and a point, and we want it to be perpendicular to the equation that they gave us. So the slope of the line that they gave us is 1/6. So remember the two rules: opposite, reciprocals. This is positive, which means my new slope is going to be negative. And the reciprocal of 1/6 is 6 over 1, which is the same as 6. So I know my new slope is going to be -6. All right, so we're going to use that and the point to find our y-intercept. Okay, y is 0, m is -6, x is 5. We're solving for b. -6 times 5 is -30. I'm going to add the 30 over to the other side. I get b equals 30. So that means the equation that's perpendicular to the one we were given and goes through the point 5, 0 is going to be y equals -6 plus 30. Sorry, -6x plus 30. Let's try another one. Same thing here. They didn't give it to us in slope-intercept form. It's in standard form, so we're going to have to change it. Start by subtracting 3x. So now I have 2y equals -3x plus 12. Divide everything by 2. Y equals -3 over 2x plus 6. The slope of the line here is -3 over 2. So let's find our new slope. Opposite means it's going to be positive. Reciprocal means it's 2/3. So let's fill in what we know and solve for b. Y is -2. M is 2/3. X is 1 plus b. 2/3 times 1 is just 2/3. So -2 equals 2/3 plus b. I'm going to subtract 2/3. And then I'm going to cheat and use my calculator. So -2 minus 2/3 is -8/3. That's my b value. So then my equation is going to be y equals 2/3 x minus 8/3. That would be my perpendicular line. The last thing we need to talk about are two special types. We have vertical lines, so when x is equal to a number, and horizontal lines when y is equal to a number. So the first question is, how do you find a line parallel to x equals 3? Now remember, parallel means same slope. So if I have the equation x equals 3, that means my slope is undefined. So the only type of line that is going to be parallel to x equals 3 is another line that also has a slope that is undefined. So that has to be another x equals equation. It can be any number you want as long as it's not 3. So x equals 2, x equals 4, whatever number you want to choose is going to work. Similarly, the slope of y equals 5 is 0, so I need another line that also has a slope of 0. So it's y equals any number you want. Even y equals -150 works. Now, perpendicular is a little bit different, because remember, there's two rules: opposite, reciprocals, which the reciprocal part doesn't really matter here, since my x equals 3 line is just going to be a vertical line like this. And my y equals 5 line is horizontal like this. So what we should notice here is that if I want a line to be perpendicular to x equals 3, that means it has to go straight across in the opposite direction, which in this case is going to be y equals any number. So we're going to choose any number we want to. Let's just pick 1. That works for me. And similarly, if I want something to be perpendicular to a line that's horizontal, I need a line that is vertical. So x equals a number would work. Let's pick -10. X equals -10 would be perpendicular. So again, parallel for x equals means you need another x equals line. For y equals, you need another y equals line. Perpendicular, you need the opposite. So if you have an x equals line, you need a y equals. If you have a y equals, you need an x equals. And that's it. That's how you work with parallel and perpendicular lines.